Hello everybody and welcome to a revisit guide for my Zealer Sorceress 3rd edition. So, third time's the charm, I hope. Let's quickly talk about pre-buff gear and then we'll do some gameplay. Shaco with a fire jewel in it. Ormus robe again, just a fire. It doesn't matter if the enemy resistance is lower as long as it's 5% to fire damage. Then we have a +3 fire and a +3 lightning amulet. Then we have the shooter. If you have a really high budget, you should get an orb that has 2 sockets in it and crazy stats with enchant and all that good stuff. But a shooter is almost as good as an orb that will cost like 2000 FG or whatever. So we were going with an shooter. Then we have memory, just because it's rather easy to get. It's not too expensive and it helps a lot on the energy shield. If you can, be asked to use all this pre-buff gear, this is a good option. Just some random stash items, nothing really there. But yeah, I want to show off the build with no pre-buff at all. I think I can manage that decently enough. If I wanted safety but not damage, and I'm like in a rush, I would probably just only put on my memory. So I suppose for the video we could just be rushed a little bit and just do like this. So just gonna buff myself up real fast now. Getting that 84% versus 75% with memory, which is quite a bit of a difference. Buffing up my Zero Armor and my Thunderstorm. And then you just go back to your stash and put it on again. It's not too time consuming if it's just a single item you do put on, so yeah, for the video I will stick with one pre-buff, but like again, putting all the pre-buff gear on, it really does make a difference in the damage and survival and all that good stuff. Even if for your Merc alone, like your Merc was also gonna get a pretty big buff in his damage when you are using this much pre-buff gear. But yeah, I don't think there's really much more to say about it. I guess I can quickly just showcase the crocs that I built. Max block, full vitality, pretty much. So this is low energy shield with max telekinesis, so we still get that nice, not too draining energy shield, but the energy itself is not that high, it's still somewhat there. Strength just enough for these stats, gear even, and dexterity again for max block, and then rest points into vitality. Quickly also showcase the gear. Blood Feast, we use this one just because they have the 10% faster attack speed and the 30% faster hit recovery. Dual Ravens just for that massive dexterity and attack rating. A rock spell just to get that 20% faster cast rate, it really helps a lot. We use Water Walkers just again for dexterity, life and all that good stuff. Passion, try to get as high bonus to attack roll as you can get, anything else doesn't really matter. And then the crux of the build is this little armor here. As you can see, it really just helps a lot on my resistance. But the most important part is also that it has 30% increased attack speed. So I get attack speed from my gloves, I get attack speed from my chest, and I get attack speed from this sword here, which brings me at 65%. So Dream Tower Shield and Dream Helm. The all important rolls are 30% faster hit recovery, 26% faster hit recovery, and then we get another 30 from the glove. So we have 87% faster hit recovery. Yeah, 87 currently in this gear, or at least 86 anyway. Yeah, 86 faster hit recovery. So we hit that nice break point for most sorcerers to aim for if they were using, say, a spirit shield, like most people who play a ranged sorceress build would get 86 break point as well. But yeah, again, value faster hit recovery on these two items here because it's really important. There's not much more to say than that. And who I could mention just real fast that I really tried to perfect the build. I actually got a Mars 30 amulet just to cap my fire resistance to 80. I really went all out for this build. It's been expensive, it's taken way too long time, but I hope it's gonna work out now decent enough. So yeah, I think I will cut it here and then we can do some. So I can list some problems real fast for the build. We only run with 20% faster cast rate, which means the whole Tailstorm into packs and spamming static field is a little dangerous and a little slow. The teleport speed is not that high. Elemental damage is gonna kill you rather easily just because you have to put so many points into dexterity to get max block. Even with the best possible, base for Dream that doesn't take too much strength and all that. So, like elemental damage, range damage, damage that's not gonna be blocked from the 25% chance you don't have it. There's just a lot of things that can kill you, but let's go for it. Another thing that's also kind of annoying just running chaos in general. So you see these stormcasters here, or whatever they call these ghost mobs, they tend to, you see this orange kind of flame around my body. That is a mana burn, at least what I know of. I'm not quite sure how it works, but I do believe that is a mana burn, and mana burn and energy shield, it's always a bad combo. We talked about that before, where you're gonna get into a situation where you Tailstorm into a pack and then you're just mana burned instantly. Stuff like that is really just dangerous for this build that again only runs around with 2000 life. This is with battle orders and everything from your call to arms. But like, as long as the buffs are up and the rotation doesn't get too, I don't know, doesn't get too hard to play, then you're easily gonna be able to clear things on carousel one player. And then this really slow, sluggish teleport speed, it's okay, but it's definitely not the best. See now my energy shield, it was removed, plus call times was gone, so effectively when that sort of stuff happens I'm just gonna die. So like you really have to watch out for energy shield not suddenly going away in a dangerous situation, and also just call to arms not going away as well, and like call to arms doesn't last for a long time and so forth. Another thing I also do want to mention real fast, before I used a treasury. It basically gives the same amount of resist and other good things that the Fate has, but it's all unreliable. The Fate has to proc, and I do believe that procs can reproc, so when it has proc that first time, it's gonna run out like a few minutes after or whatever, and then you're in a heated situation where the combat is really hard and it suddenly drops and all your resistance are like 20 or whatever, and then you're just gonna die from that as well. So this chest here, it's a little more reliable, but it basically does the same as treasury, just it's more safety and a lot of life as well, which is obviously good after battle orders. But yeah, I think I want to cut it here, then we can perhaps try maybe not an 8-player game, but at least try something a little more dangerous. Okay, so in a 2-player game that kinda randomly have people joining now and then. 53, now it's taken down to 51. You see just how messy all the pre-buff gear is. It's just, I hate the pre-buff gear, but basically if I buff myself, my Djuntas, my Ormus robes, my Shaco and my +3 amulet there, I'm gonna get that little higher seal damage, which obviously helps, but like then it goes away and it's, I hate the pre-buff gear. But yeah, I think we can just go for this, and I hope that more people join. Like when I joined, it was like 4 players in it. Now people left, obviously. So again, you pretty much just want to teleport into our pack, and then just hope that you are not gonna get killed too fast or whatever. Like this is dangerous pull right here. Now even with max block, full cap resistance, all that good stuff. It's just dangerous. I can't see how this build can handle an aggressive playstyle, which is something that I very much want to be able to do on an endgame PvM character. Like, sure, it has the damage, but again, poof. I'm not quite sure if you really can improve it more than I have right now, and like now it ends up being like the third variation now. Like it is better, but I think I'm just pretty much done with the Zealer Sorceress. You know, this is such a annoying build to play with all the pre-buff gear, and everything just has to be so lined up, and you have to worry about call times not dropping all the time, and and all that stuff. It's just really kind of messy, and I'm not quite sure if there's anything that really can be improved upon it. I mean, the survival is not there, energy shield max, whatever, it's just gonna drop, because like if I have, you know, that 2800 mana, no max block, 1000 life with call charms, it's still just gonna drop, the mana is still gonna drop, and when it drops, I don't have any life to back it up, because the mana is just gonna be burned so fast. It's not like on my Nova Sorceress that also currently uses energy shield. Sure, they both use energy shield, telekinesis maxed and all that stuff, but the point is that I am taking a lot of damage, you know, upfront melee range of the mobs, and they can hit me back while I can also hit them back, and there you go, the mana is just never really gonna work out. Energy shield variation as well. But like, this is a great build for that, I suppose, very niche kind of player that wants something unique. Like, of course I can go and do this here with no pre-buff and no call times up or whatever, not really giving much if I care, but most of my builds would be able to do this, and I would say faster and safer as well. Like, let's see if I can even, yeah, now I'm starting to lose life. I don't know. It's just not, you know, it's been so expensive. Like, let's toll it up. Blood Feast upgraded once, not that too bad. Good Raven Frost Wings, a little annoying to get, but not too expensive. A little expensive if you aim for a good rock. Sand Water Walkers, these are nearly perfect, but are not upgraded, but still it's an annoying thing to get. The Passion can be extremely expensive if you aim for really high stats. This one costed me, let's just say it's 100 FG on Europe now, like 100 FG, if you have 100 Forum Gold on JSP right now, you can build an entire character, inventory included, for that 100 FG, and perform much better than this one for, you know, if you're building like a Yavason or whatever. Tower Shield, getting good rolls on a Dream Tower Shield, you can't even, you know, even if you were, you know, an important person in the game, like a celebrity on the forums or whatever, you're not even gonna find a Dream Tower Shield that is like perfect roll without having to pay, well, fantasy, well, Dream, just annoying to get. For some reason, these items are always so much in demand as well, but like the helm is gonna be easier than the shield at least, so that's something. And then all this pre-buff gear and all the other stuff that I had to collect as well. I'm not quite sure how this is meant to be a working spec that is like worth it. I mean, I have done other weird builds, maybe not extremely weird, but they at least do it okay. Like my Tesla Paladin, I wasn't even sure if that would be any decent, you know, if that would be worth it, but it's actually been one of the best weird builds that I have done in the game now, because it's such a strong one. And again, he also utilized dreams. Like, of course it's nice to have static field, you know, you pretty much use crushing blow all the time. It's a really powerful build. I suppose if you weren't tanking, like if you were in a bot game, so there will be people running ahead of you, and you were just gonna teleport and kind of stay in the background of the packs of mobs, you could probably do one of the highest amount of damage in, you know, that 8-player bot runs you leech for XP or whatever, just because being able to charge into a pack and using static field is not what a lot of normal sorceress builds can do, but this one can manage that. And I suppose having that utility plus always doing some sort of AoE, like on one player I pre-shot normal mobs with my aura and it pretty much just covers the entire screen. Again, we have the AoE, but that is pretty much only good for one player, where the healths of the mobs are way less than say 5-player, 8-player, whatever. I want to like this build, I really do, but I just don't know how the the time invested into it, the wealth invested into it, and all that stuff makes it worth to make such a build here. It's like, again, I can do weird builds, and I'm sure they're gonna perform better than this one. So yeah, I think I kind of wanted to end it on a little. I'm disappointed. Honestly, I thought that it would be a little more smooth build, but like max block, max vitality, max energy shield, max 95%. It doesn't matter. I know I respect this character about 10 times or something ever since I started kind of making the build, so I kind of know all the variations by now. I know what should be expected of each build, and none of them seems to work. So I'm not quite sure if I can make it work ever. But yeah, I think I kind of just want to end it at that. The build is okay, it's fun enough, it's weird, it's different, but it's just not. Yeah, it's not worth it. There's just so many other builds I rather want to put wealth into or time into and so forth. So yeah, I think I kind of wanted to end it at that. I hate that the build can't be shown to do anything decent fast enough, but like I want to be upfront and not just kind of do the perfect segmented run where everything just goes right. I want to do this like one take, one try, and if it doesn't work out, well, maybe it is just a bad build, because like if I log on now on another character, that character can probably do the same kind of runs, in a 5-player whale, Chaos one, whatever, and do much better without having cost as much wealth that this build did. Like the only thing that's lagging on my character is the inventory, but I get a high stats Anelius and decent enough torch and all that stuff, so it's not like it's total crap. So yeah, I think I wanted to end it with that, and yeah, I'm disappointed, but what can you do? Seriously. So yeah, have a good one, and see you in the next video.